What's up, guys? So, in this video, we are going to talk about what is going to unlock your health goals success for 2025. And this is probably the missing link. So, if you've tried a ton of programs before, you've had these same New Year's resolutions for years and years and years, and it has just never worked, you've never been able to stick with it. This is going to unlock that for you. And this is what you're going to have to focus on above anything else. Obviously, program matters. Obviously, your diet matters. Obviously, your lifestyle is going to matter, but this it needs to be the start of behavior change, of real behavior change. There's a couple things to look for quickly in your programming that we're not going to talk about here, but if you're looking for a program, your program should essentially be the goal to be to get you stronger. That should be the goal of the program. There should be a lot of compound movements in there, the deadlift, the squat, the bench press, the overhead press. And your diet should really consist of 1 gram per pound of body weight or goal body weight of protein, and then just a lot of fruits, vegetables, good carbs, things like that, sustainable, not completely depriving yourself of things, but a sustainable approach. So, and then your lifestyle, of course, there's lifestyle factors, sleep, movement, recovery, all that stuff. But that's not what we're going to talk about here, because you can have that perfect blueprint. And if you don't have this, that's not going to work. On the other hand, if you have this, your blueprint doesn't even need to be that perfect. It's still going to work if you have this down. So that's what we're going to talk about. Excuse me. Okay, so the missing link is you figuring out a very personal why, something that is going to intrinsically motivate you when you're no longer motivated by your goal of losing 20 pounds because you want to lose your stomach and look cute for spring break, or fitting into this dress, or willpower is not a never ending resource. Like, willpower will run out. You will run out of willpower. And especially when there's a strain in your life, that willpower is gone when there's external stressors, work, life, sick kids, family, moving, whatever, traveling, whatever your stressors are in life. Everyone has different stressors, but when there is a strain added, willpower is gone. When your life is perfect and everything's moving in place, then willpower is kind of easy. But let's be real, who has that kind of life? I mean, if you do, great, not me. So willpower is something that you cannot depend on. It has to be deeper than that. So this goes into setting up your personal goals. And it has been like over and over. I'll put the studies down below in the comments, but there's a ton. You can just Google, for yourself and look up what really causes behavior change. And it is not shame. It is not guilt. It is not hating yourself. You're not going to hate yourself into a better body. Okay. That cannot be the sole purpose for you. Of course, that is going to be an underlying. That's why most people start. They want to look good. But then once they break into other barriers of, I feel good, I have better energy, I'm a better mom, I'm a better employee, I'm a better wife, I'm just a better person overall when I do these things, that turns into the motivation, and the looks of it just becomes like a cherry on the top. So that's what we're going to kind of talking about, and just recognizing your behaviors. Like, it's not just about calories in, calories out. There needs to be some deeper understanding, because a lot of people will rely, like when life gets stressful, emotional eating is a real thing. You're not really hungry, but your emotions are kind of spiked. So you eat a little bit more, or vice versa. Some people, when they are going through a major life stressor or whatever, they don't eat opposite, and it's just as bad not to eat as it is to overeat. So we really need to, tap into those and understand what it is that's going on. Why am I having these emotional responses? A lot of the times when we respond to things, or when we, crave like junk food, I would say, it's because it is a habit that we've instilled. Like, when I'm sad, I eat ice cream. You've trained your body to do that. Your body doesn't necessarily need the ice cream, but because you're feeling down, the ice cream is going to make you feel better. And so that we correlate those two. And so those are very good things. I'm not saying that's a bad thing to do, but I'm just saying that it's important to recognize that that's what's happening, because not every emotional case, you get cut off in traffic, is going to require you to come home and eat a pint of ice cream. Really important to recognize that willpower is going to go away. You're not going to be motivated. I don't know who said that, but it doesn't come from your success. Is not going to come from your motivation or your willpower. It's going to come from your consistency to stick with it, even when everything is falling apart, even when it's not working, even when you're not progressing fast enough, even when you're going in the opposite direction, you're gaining weight. It willpower is not going to push, and motivation is not going to push you through those barriers that will come up. They 100% will come up, and willpower is not going to get you through that. So There is this theory called self determination theory, and it basically states that sustainable change comes from intrinsic motivation driven by deeply personal values. So, somebody who is going to the gym because they want to tone up their back, they don't like their love handles, their success rate is far less than somebody who's going to the gym because I need this for my mental health. I need this to have more energy for the day. I need this to be able to play with my kids, until 8 o'clock bedtime. I need this to give me energy to go do my job. The person who has those kind of motivators are going to be is going to be far more successful than somebody who's just doing it for the aesthetic purposes of it, or like to lose their love handles or whatever the goals are. It's just been proven over and over and over and over again that I don't care how motivated you are, how much you hate your body, eventually that's going to run out. You can't hate yourself into loving your body, basically. It's like such a corny quote, but it's very true. You have to accept where you are right now. You have to accept the process that it's going to take. You have to accept that it's going to take consistency. It's going to be, 2 to 4 pounds a month. It's going to take a very long time if you have a lot of weight to lose. And there's going to take some time for you to learn technique and to learn your new diet and to learn this new lifestyle, and that's okay. But willpower and motivation is not going to get you through those frustrations. So what I want you to do is think of a deeper, more personal why. Keep it to yourself, share it with others, I don't care, but you have to figure out, really think, because whenever you're feeling unmotivated and you don't really want to go or do the things, you can think back on that and say, I don't really want to do this, but I know that I'm going to feel better after I do this workout. I've never regretted a workout. It's going to give me more energy later. It's going to make me feel good. So that is going to motivate you to go. Whereas if you were unmotivated that day and you woke up, you looked at yourself, you're like, nah, I don't really care that much, because you're only going to the gym or eating these certain foods to look a certain way. And when that willpower goes away and you don't care anymore, and you're not as motivated and you feel good about yourself for the day, all that shit is going to go out the window. Okay. So that's why it's very, very important to develop a personal why. There's no wrong or right, just find what's your personal, very personal to you, and what is going to keep you going when motivation and willpower is long gone. The three things in self determination theory are autonomy. So you're more likely to do the program that's going to get you to your goals, or the lifestyle that you need to change. You're more likely to make those changes if you choose those changes yourself. You're far less likely to, like, let's say you hire a coach and you tell them, okay, tell me what to do, I'm going to do it. That doesn't work that way. You and your coach need to work together to figure out what is the best course of action for you at this very moment. So that's number one. You need to have some autonomy and you need to make the decisions of what your changes are going to be. You do not need to let someone else tell you what they're going to be. Next thing is competence. Refers to one's belief about their ability, one's ability about their own competency, basically. Like, if you don't think that you can do it, or you don't feel confident in, like, let's say you're going to do deadlifts, if you don't feel confident in that, you're far less likely to want to do it. So that's where small wins come in. That's where you said you were going to go to the gym today. Go to the gym. Even if it's a shit workout, you're still building that confidence and self-esteem of, I did what I said I was going to do. Good for me. So that is basically like competence. And then obviously the more you do it, the more you practice it, the better you get at it. And the more competent you get at a skill, the more confident you are. The more confident you are, the more likely you are to want to do it. So it is like a vicious circle. And then basically like relatedness. So when someone feels support, they're more likely to want to do things. So that can either mean, you get close friends and family on board to help you or to support you, be your accountability buddy, or you might have to outsource that and hire a coach. And that's okay. Hire a coach that's going to keep you accountable, keep you motivated, that's going to be on your team. It's going to support you and give you the real truth too. So those three things are really important. So autonomy, you need to decide what the changes are that you want to do. You can't let someone else tell you what they're going to be. Competence is really important. So the way that you get better at that and you increase that is by those small victories, hitting the gym, going for your 10-minute walk. I chose, a good choice for lunch. All those things, I went to bed early. All those things build into that competency bucket. And then relatedness. So just having social support around you, having people who want to see you win. That's really, really important. And really, I cannot stress it enough that when motivation is rooted in personal values, it just becomes this like never ending resource that you can tap into. it never ending because my motivation is tied to my personal values of wanting to have more energy, my mental health, wanting to be a better mother, wanting to be more patient, wanting to feel stronger and feel capable in myself, and wanting to feel confident and all of that. Like my motivation is in that are in the are tied to those things. So whenever I don't feel like going to the gym, or I don't feel like picking a better option on food to eat, I just go back to that, and I think of, no, this one walk isn't going to impact my body in any way, but it is going to impact my mind, and I need that. So that is how you can pull from that, and just you can just constantly have this like renewable resource of motivation. But it's only if you tie it to personal values. Okay, so if you've never done this before, I really really encourage you to at least try it. Like, what do you have to lose? If you have any questions or concerns or anything about this, just comment below, and comment what your personal values are if you have them. If you want accountability, it's nice to share them with somebody. So you can comment that below too, and I will be rooting for you. There is actually one last little thing I wanted to add. So it's also really important, and this kind of doesn't tie into the personal values, so it's kind of hesitant on adding it to this video, but just really quickly, if you have a negative mindset, you're never going to excel. You have to have this growth mindset. It cannot be all or nothing, because if you have the all or nothing negative mindset, when one thing stands in your way, which it will, like it's life, you won't keep going. But if you have a growth mindset, you can pivot. You can say, shoot, I dropped my lunch today. Okay. An all or nothing mindset would think, whatever, I'm just going to go through McDonald's. I can't be bothered. Growth mindset would say, what is around here? Is there a grocery store that maybe has a deli that I could find something at? Or is there like a healthy option around here there's our high protein option around here? Like a growth mindset allows you to pivot. But if you're stuck in this just like narrow minded, all or nothing negative mindset, then you can only see in like, it's like you have tunnel vision, and you can't even see all the other options that are around you because you're so focused on, no, I had to eat that lunch. That was my lunch. Now what? There's so many other options from there, but you won't see that unless you have this growth mindset. And if you have this negative attitude toward yourself or your abilities, or anything, or what it is that you're doing, then you're almost going to you're going to manifest it. You're telling yourself, I can't do this. I've never been successful at this before. And so what will happen, and because if you still keep that negative attitude, you have to force yourself into a growth mindset. But if you keep that negative attitude, then what happens is that you will almost just like self-sabotage. You'll know, you will prove to yourself that you can't do it by failing. And that is so true. It's what is it called? Self-fulfilling prophecy. People who think that they will fail will act in ways that make themselves fail. Your words, your mindset, the way you think about things is very powerful. So we're going to end on that. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. And I wish you the best holiday season. I hope that you crush your New Year's goals. If you need any support or anything at all, just please come back to my YouTube channel. I have so many videos on here that'll help you, or just comment, find me on Instagram, and I can help. All right. Bye.